Okay, today we are going to talk about pure and impure substances. What is a pure substance? A pure substance is a substance that has definite constituents throughout the substance. Most times, pure substances are atoms and molecules. For example, if we have gold, a solid gold, throughout the constituents of this solid gold, we have a definite composition of gold atoms. Other examples are maybe a jar of liquid hydrogen. Throughout this constituents of this liquid hydrogen, we have hydrogen all through. So this is an example where atoms are pure substances. For molecules, we have an example, the common salts. Now, this common salt is made up of sodium and chlorine atom. A molecule is seen as a composition of two or more elements chemically bonded together and seen as one. So we are seeing these as one constituent. So if we have a crystal of salt, NaCl, we call this a pure substance because throughout the constituent we have a definite composition of salt throughout. So I'm going to list out some properties of pure substances, but before then, what are impure substances? How do we know impure substances? If we have seawater, seawater it's pure or impure. Seawater is made up of a pure substance, water, is made up of another pure substance, salt, is made up of another pure substance, maybe some elements that are found in seawater. Now, whenever we have an addition of different pure substances, they give rise to an impure substance. We can look at a solution of salt and water and find out that they look similar all through. They look definite all through. But the fact that salt is a pure substance on its own and water is a pure substance on its own, and they come together to form this stuff, it is called a mixture, which is an impure substance. The general properties of pure substances are: 1, they are homogeneous, which means all through the constituents they look similar. For example, if I pour water inside a jar, if we look throughout the whole volume of the water, we have similar constituents all through. So it is homogeneous. The composition is definite, which means it doesn't change at different times. It doesn't change at different positions. The third one is it cannot be separated by physical means, which means simple physical means like filtration, like evaporation. Simple separation techniques cannot separate a pure substance. So we cannot just see sodium chloride and use filtration to separate the sodium from the chlorine. So we cannot see water and separate the hydrogen from the oxygen. So these are pure substances that cannot be separated by simple physical means. Then they have a unique set of physical properties, like the boiling point, the melting point, the density, and the rest of these physical properties are unique. It doesn't change. But once a substance is impure, we have different compositions with different properties, and coming together, it's going to give you a wide range of physical properties. For example, if we take a pure substance, the melting range could be like 112 degrees to 114 degrees. This is a close range, just 2 degrees different. But for an impure substance, the melting range could be 110 degrees to 118 degrees, which is a wide range. So these are what we need to know about pure substances. Now let's go to impure substances. So like I told you, an impure substance is a combination of two or more pure substances. And when these two or more pure substances combine together, the composition is indefinite. For example, if we look at a mixture of mud water, throughout the mud water, we could see some fraction of pure water mixed with sand in different proportions at different parts of the volume of mud water. So the composition is indefinite. Constituents retains their identities. So if we have a mixture of salt and water, in that composition, we notice that the water still retains its water properties, while the salt retains its salt properties. So it takes us to the next one. They react differently. So if we put the solution of salt and water in a situation where water has to react, maybe to litmus paper or maybe to one or two stuff, you see the water reacts it on its own way, while the salt reacts differently. So we have a whole different stuff happening at the same time when we are talking about impure substances. And finally, they can be separated by physical method. We can use evaporation to separate salt and water. We cannot use evaporation to separate maybe, let's just say, salt on its own. We can use filtration to separate maybe a solution of stones, maybe sand and water. It's an impure substance, sand and water. So we can use a simple separation method like filtration to do that. We can use sedimentation to separate a muddy water. Maybe when the muddy water is left for long, the mud sediments down, then the water is left up. So these are simple separation methods or physical separation methods in which we can use to separate impure substances. So let's just take a look at some JAMB questions on this topic. This question is from JAMB 2019, and if you check the app, you will find out that we put it under separation techniques. The question says, which of the following are mixtures? They give an option: I, petroleum; II, rubber latex; III, vulcanizer solution; and carbon sulfide. Now, petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbons and different other particles, like a mixture of different hydrocarbons. Rubber is a mixture of rubber. Rubber latex is a mixture of rubber, water, and other additives. Vulcanizer solution is actually a mixture used in patching tires. Carbon sulfide is a compound made up of different molecules. And I told you, whenever we have atoms or molecules making up one full constituent, that is a pure substance. So this is a pure substance. These other ones are mixtures of different other stuff. So our correct option is A. I, and I. This, and this are mixtures. But this is a pure substance.